Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Atma Occult. Today we'll be talking about the astrological effects of new moons from the perspective of Vedic astrology. We'll also be covering what kinds of activities are best or worst to perform during any new moon day.
We can start by providing a list of new moon dates for the rest of 2025. These dates are calculated on Eastern Time in the United States, so you may need to adjust this for your time zone if you're in a different part of the world. So those dates are Friday, August 22nd.
Which is tomorrow.
So we have one coming up right now. Sunday, September 21st. Monday, October 20th. Thursday, November 19th. And Friday, December 19th.
In Vedic astrology, the new moon, which is known as Amavasya in Sanskrit, marks the conjunction of the sun and the moon when the moon is not visible. The word Amavasya actually means dwelling together, as it refers to the sun and the moon dwelling together in the sky. This is the final day of the waning phase of the moon, also known as Krishna Paksha, or the dark fortnight, not to be confused with the Dark Knight from Batman, of course.
So generally, the increasing nature of the moon during its waxing phase is considered to impart an increasing nature to activities which are started during this phase. And likewise, the decreasing nature of the moon during its waning phase imparts its own decreasing nature to activities. Hence why this period is considered better for finishing things which have already been started rather than initiating new endeavors.
The new moon is the darkest day of this period, marking the point when the moon will start to increase again on the following day. Everyone always says that it's the best way to get ready for a productive day ahead is to rest properly, right? So the new moon actually is this kind of reset point during the month when we're about to move into the 15-day period of fruitful productivity.
So because this association with the new moon, there's an association with darkness and decrease overall. It is much easier to embrace introspective or activities which are more going in rather than extroverted material activities. So that includes activities like meditation, fasting, self-reflection, or cleaning. However, activities which are more materialistically oriented will likely result in frustration. So if someone's not aware of the current phase of the moon, they might unknowingly be trying to do something very extroverted or very oriented towards trying to make material progress, and then experience a lot of mental frustration with that, especially because the moon represents the mind.
Yeah. It's really interesting how the moon phases can either help the things we need to do in our life, or they can kind of make them a little bit harder at times.
Create kind of like an obstacle.
Yeah.
So in regard to the general public, the new moon is a time when the lunar energy, which again rules and is connected to our mind and emotions, is at its lowest. So it's at this lowest point where it's about to go back up again. And this can be a vulnerable time for individuals who are already prone to emotional instability due to a weak moon placement in their chart.
It's almost like this is when the moon is its like saddest or maybe most like depressed or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's waned down to nothing and it's about to go back up again, but it's in that darkest moment.
Yeah, so it just kind of naturally might make everyone as a whole kind of feel that same energy.
But being aware of what's going on right now with the moon or with any astrological placement can be super helpful.
Exactly. However, this time it can also be when we might reassess our goals and progress over the last month, and maybe get ready to move forward with new plans in the next upcoming month when the moon starts to begin its waxing phase again. The new moon is also considered a day when the veil between the physical and non-physical world is thinner, making it easier for us to connect with our ancestors or other beings who may have crossed to the other side. This is a perfect time every month where you might want to make offerings to the deceased, like your relatives, or you can honor them in some other way.
In fact, many Vedic astrologers point out that when people who are related to you have passed away without being able to fulfill all of their desires in this life, they may try to vent that pain and frustration into your life because they have a karmic connection with you. Or they may also try to vicariously fulfill those desires through you by kind of taking over your consciousness and compelling you to want to do all these different things where you might not know where these desires are coming from. This can be a source of a lot of unnecessary suffering in life, and honoring your ancestors on Amavasya, or the new moon day, is considered one of the most effective remedies for this problem. One of the simplest ways to do this can be to meditate with the mantra Om pitṛbhyo namaḥ. This is also the mantra used for Magha Nakshatra, because Magha is ruled by the Pitris, or ancestors, but it can also be used for this purpose as well. We've included a link in the description to a recording of this mantra.
For your convenience. So as a general rule, it's probably best to avoid starting any material work or activities on the day of the new moon, especially if you would like these activities to bear fruit in the future. So this could include things like starting a new business, moving into a new house, getting married, launching new projects, or having maybe large social gatherings or celebrations. Any spiritually oriented or introspective activity will likely lead to positive outcomes. So there you have it. This was our video on new moons, and it's from the perspective of Vedic astrology. And don't forget to leave us a like or a comment, and please subscribe to our channel if you have not already. And if you do find this content helpful, please consider making a donation to our channel by following the link in the description of this video.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
We had 3 people?